through the blinding light.
And virtually. As we get underway, I would like to acknowledge that our institution stands on the unceded traditional territory of the Coast Salish people, particularly the Duwamish. We thank them for our continued use of the natural resources of their ancestral homeland. We're excited to partner with the Bushwick Book Club Seattle to present a portion of their season on the Town Hall stage. Be sure to tune in online or in person for the next Bushwick event here on June 8th, with performances inspired by Moby Dick by Herman Melville. As part of our Arts and Culture series, tonight's event is sponsored by For Culture, Arts Fund, and the City of Seattle Office of Arts and Culture. The Bushwick Book Club Seattle is also supported by the For Culture and the Seattle Office of Arts and Culture. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making tonight's event possible. Yeah. Finally, Town Hall Seattle and the Bushwick Book Club Seattle are both member-supported organizations, so I'd like to thank all the members who are watching tonight. Tonight, Bushwick brings together a group of talented performers in creative response to I Sing the Salmon Home. So thanks everyone for coming and enjoy the show.
Inspiration from the page, now translated for the stage. It don't matter what your age is, all the rages, right here at the Bushwick Book Club.
Hello, readers and listeners here in the room and at home. Welcome to original music inspired by I Sing the Salmon Home. Yes, more of that. My name is Wes Weddell. I am Associate Director of Bushwick Northwest, which is a 501c3 nonprofit overseeing two organizations, the Bushwick Book Club Seattle, which is bringing you tonight's event in our 14th season, and Style, Songwriting Through Youth Literature Education, which is taking the idea of original songs and stories inspired by the written word into classrooms. I am a 6-ish foot tall, kind of scraggly white guy wearing the salmoniest shirt I could find, which was also my pig shirt for Charlotte's Web in September, and my dad's old fish tie. All right. There are not... yeah. I got louder applause than I did. There are not a ton of opportunities where you know what the right choice for tonight is? The fish tie. So very, very happy to pull this out. What's going to happen is you're going to hear from 10 different musical artists original songs inspired by the poems in I Sing the Salmon Home. It might be inspired by a single poem or a single line. It might be inspired by general themes. It might be inspired by the idea of fish. We'll leave it to all the artists to talk to you about it. The show will happen in 2 acts with an intermission. After intermission, there will be a quiz. There are slips around you can enter. 3 of you will get your names drawn and have the chance to come up on stage and win prizes. You do not need to have read the book to participate. In fact, it won't help you. If you're posting about tonight on the socials, feel free to use the hashtag Bushwick Book Club and tag away. And now, to find out who we all are gathered here in this room and at home, feel free to answer away in the comments. Who has ever written a poem? Yeah. All right. Who's ever caught a fish? That's like the same number of hands, but different hands. Who's ever submitted a poem for publication? Okay. Who has ever swam 1,000 miles upstream and hoping for a date? We got one over here. All right, there's one in every room. I Sing the Salmon Home is an anthology of salmon-connected poems from 100 Washington State residents, edited by Rena Priest as part of her work as Washington State Poet Laureate from 2021 to 2023. Represented among the authors are published poets, first-time poets, individuals whose work has been previously featured by Bushwick, and individuals who have themselves performed for Bushwick, and a whole lot of other descriptors too. I know we have a number of I Sing the Salmon Home contributors in the room tonight, and others watching from home. I invite you now to stand if you like, or put a hello in the comments so we can recognize you. Yeah! Thank you. Thank you for your work, your words. Thank you, Rena Priest, for bringing this to us. In the introduction to the book, Rena Priest writes, "It is my hope that the poems in this collection will carry into the hearts of readers a wish to preserve and protect the gifts of salmon bestowed by a beautiful living earth, that they will provide the spark of life to carry us into a new cycle. It is my hope that stitching together these poems will bond the poets in real life as well as in these pages, that they may find and acknowledge each other in community now and ever." Tonight, we grow that community even further with our featured musicians. Okay, that is the appropriate response. And Rena, who is away at an artist residency this month, says hi to all of you. I even got like salmon-colored paper to print my notes on. Empty Bowl Press, publisher of I Sing the Salmon Home, is here tonight as well. Yeah! Founded in 1976, Empty Bowl's mission is to publish work by poets who share their founding purpose, literature and responsibility, and its fundamental theme, the love and preservation of human communities in wild places. In the summer of 2022, Holly J. Hughes and John Pierce became co-publishers of Empty Bowl Press, returning the press to its roots on the Olympic Peninsula and its new home in Chimacum, Washington. John and Holly, glad to have you here tonight. Save Our Wild Salmon is also here with us. SOS, yes. SOS is a coalition of Northwest and national conservation organizations, recreational and commercial fishing associations, clean energy and orca advocates, businesses and individuals committed to protecting and restoring abundant, self-sustaining, fishable populations of salmon and steelhead to the Columbia Snake River Basin for the benefit of people and ecosystems. They have more information at their table and also at wildsalmon.org. Tonight, you will hear brand new songs from Leah Walters, Shaun Crawford, Mark Ippolito, Alexis, the Magi Ensemble, LaVon Hardison, High Turnover, Christine Gunn, Jess Pillay, and Shelby Natasha. Yeah. And let's get right to the music. Leah Walters is a recent transplant from the San Francisco Bay Area who enjoys the in-depth craft of songwriting and pulls inspiration for her work from folk, blues, and rock. She has joined us previously for original music inspired by Aesop's Fables, which was in January of this year, and it was 50 degrees colder. Please welcome Leah Walters.
Hello, how are you tonight? I don't own any salmon, so I did not follow suit. I'm the first performer. Can you be a little bit nicer to me? I chose the poem Spring Salmon at Night by Nancy Pegg, and it's about someone who is called by the west wind out into the wilderness, and once they're there, they find themselves lost, and they have to await the spring salmon to come and guide them back home. I was inspired because as artists, we are often called out into the wilderness and find ourselves very lost. And so I really resonated with that idea, and I love to think of salmon as something of a mystical creature. When you look at them through the water, you can see silver reflections with them sometimes. So I pulled that into my piece. I wanted to write a punk piece that was very monotonous with like a repeating tag. And as I started this, it turned into a 90s pop ballad. So I decided to just take that and go for it all the way. And I hope that you will join me there. This piece is called Silver Light. Thank you.
soft voice calls me from my bed again, tells me I should be somewhere else, as if my heart beats wild in the wood. I should go find myself. I've followed sounds many times to the unknown, risked so much for the colors it shows. But in this room tonight, the silver glows, his arms around me, and the words of this man won't leave my head. Have I been running instead of being led? Being led. Silver light illuminating something I have never known. Silver light, show me how to come home. On the stage as I stood on my own were worth the lonely nights alone. But in these soft true beams there could be so much more to be held by this man in silver light. He won't fight for me to stay. It's a choice I must make, 'cause we both know what it's like to lose it all. I've been running away. What I thought was gray was really silver, glistening all along. And the words of this man won't leave my head. Have I been running from my heart instead of lead? Silver light illuminating something I have never known. Silver light, show me how to come home. Thank you.
Leah Walters. There we go. All right. And we are underway with the music. Coming up next is Shaun Crawford. Born in Dallas, Texas, Shaun Crawford has been touring since he was 19. He moved to Seattle in 2018. He has joined us in the past for original music inspired by Charlotte's Web when I was wearing the same shirt. Our Ink Aloud show with local authors in 2022, and both of Bushwick's partnerships with Seattle Arts and Lectures and Jack Straw Cultural Center, Shaun Crawford.
It's gonna take me a second, y'all, so just give me a few moments to Get nice and cozy up here. I was asked to do an identifier for this. The best I can give y'all is imagine if the drummer from The Roots was a pixie manic dream girl, and that's what I got for y'all tonight. Damn, y'all are easy. So we're cool, right? We're all on a good start so far? All right, cool. Because I just want to make sure this song doesn't rub anyone in the audience the wrong way. Y'all might catch a couple strays, but just know I didn't have anyone in this room in mind when I was coming up with the song. There's a little bit of Northwest slander, but it's like a metaphor for something a bit more. And damn near don't need a microphone. And it's based off of a poem in this book called Salmon, Our Northwest Pride. But I'm going to skip to the last two stanzas of this poem that kind of drew me to it originally. And it goes as such. The lives in danger, we mowed of extinction, destroy estuaries, tourists buy smoked salmon at the state gift shops, or find it fresh off of boats from the natives, who embody mutual respect for these creatures and their renewal. Each year, a celebration of life. We've much to learn to change our ways, to appreciate and restore a world where salmon thrive. We've contaminated them with our debris, our chemicals, ingested when we gorge on our Northwest pride. Again, there's going to be some Northwest slander, and I apologize, but it's also kind of a theme I feel like I run across a ton in my life where there's a lot of beating of the chest, I think, here. Not just in this state, but in the States in general, about how good we got it. And then you look around, even in this room, and I know we're all struggling at some point, at something. So there's a part of me, whenever I wrote that, or whenever I read that, I was like, ugh, this doesn't feel good at all. So it reminds me of the first time I went to my first few games up here, and I would ask everybody, what's the point of doing the acknowledgement during the first, Seahawks games and everything, if we're not going to actually do something about why we need the acknowledgement in the first place. So this song is called Acknowledgement. Ready? And this is going to be a loud one, so plug your ears. There's no honor in your world of commitment. As long as we're drowning from your soul's contentment, I won't take a bow or even crack a smile, 'cause you plan to do nothing anyhow. Cry for hours, but your ears were closed in. You offer flowers, but the thorns were all poison. You wash your hands, saying nothing as important than the millions of miles that God said we're born with. You can't even see the way you troubled me, or even the salmon that struggles up from the stream. I won't stand around for your abuse of the sound, 'cause you choose to do nothing anyhow.
Shaun Crawford. You can catch Shaun with Acid Tongue at Belltown Yacht Club, April 4th and 5th. Or if you want less of the tone you just heard, at Jazz Alley with Stephanie Ann Johnson, April 9th and 10th. And then who knows what the sounds are going to be when he plays with Rub at the Tractor Tavern on May 10th. You have a lot of options to see Shaun again. Again, for Shaun Crawford. And Bushwick's program manager, Drea Maryland, stagehanding tonight. All right. We have our first Bushwick first-timer of the evening coming up. Mark Ippolito drawing in equal measures. So check. From blues, folk, pop, jazz, and rock traditions, Mark Ippolito's songs bring stories to life, both personal and universal, through words and music. He released the new single, Vanishing Man, this past Valentine's Day. Fun fact, Mark was born in Hoboken, New Jersey, birthplace of Frank Sinatra baseball, and home to the world's best fresh mozzarella at Lisa's Deli. Please welcome, give a warm first-timer welcome, Mark Ippolito.
Hey, thanks for that. Thanks for that, Wes. Good evening, everybody. I just have a few things I wanted to say before I perform my song. And 3 items: poets and poetry, knowledge and wisdom, power of home. There won't be a PowerPoint presentation, I promise. But 3 things I do want to touch on. First off, poets and poetry. As I was sitting backstage a moment ago, Wes announced that there were a number of poets in the room. And one of the things that struck me about this incredible collection of poems was that each and every one of them was written by poets here in Washington State. And I'm a big fan of poetry, but when I thought about just the concentration of poetry and poems being written right here, literally we are walking among giants. So first and foremost, I really want to give my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the poets and the incredible poetry that you wrote and included in this volume. Because through that takes me to my second topic, which is knowledge and wisdom. And that is, one of the things that I've always been drawn to poetry about was that within a few sentences or a page, you can contain worlds. And every one of these poems in this collection introduced me to worlds there where I previously did not have any access to information about, through the mind and the life of the poets themselves, but also through their incredible knowledge. I learned so much about the science, the history, the ecology, the challenges. I mean, all of these components that touch the life of a salmon come to life through the words of these incredible poets. And thank you for sharing your knowledge, but most importantly, thank you for sharing your wisdom, because in those few lines, in those few paragraphs, it was just bursting with your wisdom. And that, for me, was the heart and soul of this compendium of collections. So much wisdom contained therein, and I'm so grateful for you sharing it with us. And for those of you in the audience who have not read the book, I understand they are for sale here this evening. Is that correct? I would highly, highly recommend it. And then last but not least, my song is called River Me Home. And that line is from one of the poets whose poems are in the book. Her name is Jill McCabe Johnson, and the poem is Bedded in Wet Rock Like Any Other Row. And Jill touched on something that so many of the poets in this collection did, which is just this incredible power of home, just how intense that is. And for me personally, I chose Washington State as my home. I'm not originally from here, although I've lived here now for 30 years. And when I think about the power that this place still has on me, it's really quite incredible. And the poets, in such beautiful, poetic terms, continue to drive that point home. And I'm just so grateful for that, again, piece of wisdom and knowledge that home is just such an important driver for each and every one of us. So my song is called River Me Home. Oh, and by the way, I am a 5'10" white male. Sorry, I forgot to do this earlier, Wes. 5'10", 60-something years old, and dressed in a gray shirt, gray slacks, and brown boots. Getting drunk on the brine of the oceans toughens my scales, I slice through the sea. The sweet smell of the river still has a pull on me. Something so strong. Orcas and eagles around every corner, battered and bruised, I'm tattered and torn. There's calm in the shallows, I'm not staying too long. Something so strong, something so strong, something so strong, something so strong. River me home, I need the fresh waters. River me home, I sing my song. Keeping my promise, I've been away too long. Something so strong, something so strong, something so strong. One wild heart is ready to come home. Journey complete, I'll rest in the grasses. Try that again. Journey complete, I'll rest in the grasses. Bones washed clean, but I'm not gone. Forever I'll live in the trees, roots, and grasses. Something so strong, something so strong, something so strong, something so strong. home, I need the fresh waters. River me home, I'll sing my song. Taking my promise, I've been away too long. Something so strong, something so strong, something so strong, something so strong. Thank you, poets. Thank you, Bushwick.
Mark Ippolito, welcome to the club. If you want to hear more songs like that and those tasty, tasty hooks that could have played at the same 90s festival as Leah's song, you can catch Mark March 30th at Brian Carter Cellars in Woodinville. Or you can head over to the digital program that we do for every show. Tonight's program you can find at bit.ly/salmon-pgm, or just point your phone at the QR code right there. Hopefully Town Hall's throwing that link in the chat for you, the live stream, or in the video description. Nobody's had a better few recent years than the QR code. It is back, and we are all using it a ton. We have links to all of the artists you're hearing tonight. You have their social media links. You can find out where they want you to go to hear more of their music. You can also find the lyrics to some of the songs for tonight, including Mark's song. bit.ly/salmon-program. Takes as long to say as it would to type. If you like crossword puzzles, Amy Zoe creates an original themed crossword puzzle for every show in our Mainstage season. I sing the Salmon Home themed crossword puzzle. You can find that at bit.ly/salmon-crossword. And there are a couple of printouts around the room so far, too. All right. Up here now is Alexis, another first-timer. This is not just Alexis's first time on stage for Bushwick. This is Alexis's first original song and performance of it. And you're in the room for it. Alexis is a Louisiana native who always had a heart for Washington. Since recently making this state her new home, she has emerged as her most expressive self with a love for music, art, writing, and food. With the help of a growing sense of community, she's excited to share her passion works with others. This is Alexis's first original song creation and performance, and her mom's here to see it. Alexis.
Hello, everyone. I'm absolutely enchanted to be here. I was so excited to be able to participate in this program. Writing has always been extremely important to me as a way to express really complex feelings that I was having inside and share them with other people. However, with the concept of salmon being the topic today, I admit I got intimidated at first because I didn't know anything about the subject at all. In fact, I knew an extremely little amount because the area I'm from in Louisiana, it's very poor, but we were the poorest of the poor there. Salmon was beyond our financial grade. We were talking catfish, maybe tilapia. If we're talking salmon, you got salmon money? Because who's paying for it? The only time we had access to salmon was if we got a box from the food pantry, so we're already poor. But the salmon from the food pantry was like the disregarded thing, like the thing nobody wanted, because they were these cans just chock full of bones. So my mom would painstakingly open up these cans, take all those bones out, season it up real good, and make us salmon croquettes. And it was my favorite. And as I explored this topic and I read this book and I was trying to figure out how I could find myself in a concept that was so beyond me, it took me a minute to realize I had ever had salmon as a child at all. but that was the way that I had salmon. Fast forward, now I'm an adult who always wanted to live here in Washington. And I moved here to find that the very cans that were disregarded as like, who wants it? Up here, the salmon runs have almost gone dry. You had the very diamond mine here itself, and it was about to go empty, while people in the South, y'all don't know how good you got it. So my song is very much an exploration of my gratitude for being able to come from a place where I was so poor that this was the best that we could do, to a place now where salmon is local, salmon is fresh, and salmon is being cherished again. So that is the premise behind Croquettes, or Safe Place. Some days I'm swimming upstream. The push to thrive gives me the drive towards what I need. You used to be out of reach, unless encased in tin, bones in, but Mom still made you a feast. From canned to fresh has been a grace. I still remember the days when it wasn't the case. So far I've come, so much I've faced. I finally made it to a sense of a safe place. Maybe I'm over my head. I moved my feet to lands where your diamond mines line beds. I wouldn't call it easy, but each day I smile and feel I'm learning to be free. I finally found more of my kind, a truly precious school of friends is hard to find. So far I've come, so much I've faced. I finally made it to a sense of a safe place. Why do you visit the sea? Why do you return? You spend your whole life on that dream. You know I think it's lovely. Maybe someday in another life I'll try it for me. For in this life you've made me strong. You were my favorite when days had gone so wrong. So far I've come, so much I've faced. I finally made it to a sense of a safe place. I finally made it to a sense of a safe place. I finally made it to a sense of a safe place. Thank you all for listening.
Alexis! Welcome to the book club. Welcome to the songwriting club. It's a slow slide from here. And a hand for Bjorn Watkins playing guitar behind Alexis as well. As I mentioned at the beginning, we're delighted to have Empty Bowl Press here with us. You can buy copies of the book, learn more about what they do, or you can hold out and try to win one in the quiz. Your choice. The safe bet is buying one. But here to offer a few remarks on behalf of the publisher, please help me welcome from Empty Bowl Press, Holly J. Hughes.
Thank you, Wes. Can everybody hear me? Okay, great. Boy, this is what publishers dream about, is seeing your work go out into the world and then be transformed in the way that we're experiencing it tonight. I'm just so incredibly moved by the pieces that we've heard. And I love what Wes said about reading Rena's introduction and how a community is formed and how we're now enlarging that community. So a big thank you to Wes and to the Bushwick Book Club and to all the musicians we've heard so far, and I look forward to hearing the rest. So let's just have a round of applause for them. And I just want to give another shout out to Rena Priest, whose vision it was that started this book and whose hard work completed it. So please, let's just have another round of applause for Rena. I wish she could be here with us tonight. And then we do have books for sale. So if you want to pick up your own copy of I Sing the Salmon Home, we're over at the table to my right. And over there, too, is the Save Our Wild Salmon that Wes also mentioned. And they are doing great work in this region to help protect the wild salmon runs. And you can learn more by going over there. And you can also get your very own free bookmark. So go check it out. So thank you again for inviting us, and we'll return to the performance.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Empty Bowl Press. Thank you, Save Our Wild Salmon. We have one more song before intermission, and then a whole bunch more songs. Right? And they're all special, just like we tell children. They're all special, but this one's very special because it's a full choral ensemble. The Magi Ensemble is a professional vocal ensemble that specializes in music from the Baltic region of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. The group performs and records music from these countries and promotes new choral works from Baltic women composers. Their vision is to use the power of music to connect with the community and to continue to celebrate cultural heritage through the arts, exemplifying the values of cultural understanding, community, quality, and commitment. Those are good ones. Magi Ensemble just returned from a tour to Estonia, all right, where they performed at the Arvo Parts Center and had interviews on Estonian national television and Estonian national radio. Tonight's piece was composed by Elisa Newhall, good friend to Bushwick. Magi Ensemble.
I am not Elisa Newhall, as many of you know. My name is Heather McLaughlin-Garbus, and I'm the founder and artistic director of the Magi Ensemble. But I do have notes from Elisa. First, to just give a visual for us, we are 20 to 50-year-old women. We're wearing black shirts with our logo on it, which it has a mountain because Magi in Estonian means mountain or hill. And we are named after Esther Magi, who is a composer from Estonia that we do a lot of her work. And my doctoral dissertation was on her pieces. And then I started the group to kind of showcase her work. So the piece is based on the poem Fade by Amy Gulick from this collection. We did it a little differently. We translated it into Latvian, and actually Egia translated into Latvian, and she is also going to be our conductor tonight for this piece. The notes from Elisa are, and I may cry because she's very reflective about this. The first line of Amy's poem reads, "Tell me, what does it mean to belong to the home stream?" I am going to cry. I no longer know. The Pacific Northwest is my home. I was born and raised here. Throughout my life, I've been captivated by the salmon, exploring them through school and camps along rivers and beaches. Fishing with my grandfather and annual gatherings with family and friends have had rituals around the preparation of salmon, each gathering carrying its own unique tradition. When I read this poem, I felt the heaviness and familiarity of the question, not only for the salmon, but for myself as a human and to the world. I do not recognize myself. I do not recognize the world. I feel lost in the world I no longer know. I wanted this piece to be beauty. I wanted this piece to feel heavy. I wanted this piece to be grounded in the connection we have to the earth. I wanted this piece to be in despair. I wanted the melody to sing the way I cry. Gosh, she's good with words. Like when the tones of crying and wailing get all mixed up with tears and breath. I wanted this piece to have hope. We have not given up. We just ask, what do I do now? The Magi Ensemble, one of the traditions of the Baltic region, is a great connection to nature. So this piece fits beautifully with that, and the idea of resistance and strength through the metaphor of nature, the strength of wood, the beautiful movement of water. And so the salmon poem fits beautifully. So I'm going to read it in English, and then Egya will read it in Latvian. Tell me, what does it mean to belong to the home stream I no longer know? The salmon are gone, the soul of the river has drowned it, and I am lost. Tell me, what does it mean to thank the home stream I no longer know? To say goodbye to the fish, to leave the earth. What should I do now?
Pasaki man, ko tas nozīmē? Piederēt mājas straumei. Es vairāk nezinu. Laši ir prom, upes dvēsele ir noslīkusi. Es esmu apmaldījusies. Pastāsti man, ko tas nozīmē? Pateikties mājas straumei. Es vairāk nezinu. Atvadīties no zivīm, pamest zemi. Ko lai tagad daru?
Keep that going for the Magi Ensemble. And a piece composed by Lisa Newhall. We're going to take a little intermission. If you're here in the room, feel free to visit Stephanie at the bar, or Joseph and John, Joseph at Save Our Wild Salmon, John and Holly at Empty Bowl Press, Emily at the Bushwick March Table, where a lot of performers have some of their own materials. And fill out that quiz slip if you want a chance to win a little something and come up on stage and be wrong. We will see you in a few minutes at home. Hopefully you know where your fridge is. See you soon.
And I'm sorry I was evil. I don't do that anymore. I just copy other people. Try to forget what was before. This is the punishment. It's exactly what I wanted. Here is the punishment. How I always get excited. There was a siren that was ringing in my head, but I wasn't listening. So I did what I did. I ate what I was fed. Now there's something else instead of something. This is the punishment. It's exactly what I wanted. Here is the punishment. How I always get excited. And I'm sorry I was evil. I'm in trouble from before. Sometimes I feel like other people. I don't remember anymore.
No, I don't really wanna die. I only wanna die in your eyes. I'm still here below the chandelier where they always used to read us our rights. I wanna wander through the night as a figure in the distance, even to my own eye. Have you ever chalk lines around my body, like the shoreline of a lake. Your laughter made me nervous. It made your body shake too hard. Now there's a lot of things that I'm gonna miss, like the thunder down country and the way water drips. So when you're running out the door in the rain, read the metro section, read the metro section, read the metro section. See my name 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something so good about coming home late and finding you waiting for me. In my apartment, I hear all my neighbors, they're fucking or watching TV.
All right, Bushwick and fishy friends, it is quiz time. Yeah. All right. If you haven't been to one of these before, what happens now is we pull 3 names out of the spittoon. If it's one of your names and you still feel like opting in, head on up here and meet Drea, who will have you write your name on one of these cards for our high-tech scoring system here, and then await further instruction. So we're all on the same page, though. Let's check in on our low barrier to entry opt-in question here. The question was, which of these is not a type of salmon? A, pink. B, silver. C, king. D, poodle. Anyone? That's correct. Yeah, that one. The one that makes that sound. Yeah. Poodle is not a type of salmon. There's one in every spittoon that gets it wrong. So tonight, the prizes you'll be playing for, so once you get up here, first person to 3 correct answers wins, but everybody gets there because I worked too hard to have it end that quickly. And you get your choice of these 3 items. Number 1 is a print of the full season Bushwick bestiary artwork by Barbie Stavin, who has done all of our season artwork this year, including the wonderful salmon graphic you're seeing tonight. There's also, there we are. There's also, generously donated just moments ago by Empty Bowl Press, a copy of a book you are all now familiar with, I Sing the Salmon Home, Poems from Washington State, edited by Rena Priest, and a Bushwick Book Club hat. Okay. Neither of the stairways present a very clear way up here, so intend safety on your way up. Okay. Dan Siski. All right. Okay. Shannon. Okay. That's incorrect. I said there was one in every spittoon. Ito, I-T-O. Yeah! Come on up. All right. Excellent. Trey, if we need to lower that mic. Let's do that. Oh, that's your name. Okay, great. I'll take that, and I'm going to put it right here. Okay. All right, so tonight's topic is, there we go, fish or comic book villain. Oh, I haven't even given you one yet. I appreciate the enthusiasm. Okay, yes, every name I am going to offer right now is either a fish or a comic book villain. First to 3 claims first prize. We'll go in the order you were selected. So Dan, step right up. You are first. Okay. The service at this place is amazing. Another hand for Drea Maryland, program manager. Okay. Copperhead. Is Copperhead a fish or a comic book villain?
I would say comic book villain.
Oh, wait, it's Dan's turn.
Yeah,
we'll get to yours.
book,
Okay, but Ida agrees, and you're both correct. The point goes to Dan, however. Copperhead is from The Brave and the Bold in 1968. I know you all have that one on your shelf. All right, Shannon, you're up. Executive Director Jeff Larson has taken some charge here. Oh, my goodness. All right. Okay. Shannon, swallower.
Fish.
That's correct. Yes. Swallower is one of a lineage of unusual eels. All right, Ito, come on up. It's your turn. Okay. Oh, all right, here's your microphone. Yellow claw. Fish or villain?
Villain.
That's correct. All right. Okay, that's a perfect first round, okay? Now we go back to Dan. Dan, furry coffin.
Furry coffin?
Furry coffin.
I'd say a villain.
Incorrect. Furry coffin is a species of sea toad found in the Southwest Pacific. All right. Shannon. Jack Dempsey.
Villain.
Incorrect. The Jack Dempsey is native to freshwater habitats from Mexico to Honduras. All right, Ito, you could come out on top here.
What is it?
It is red ghost.
Villain.
That's correct. All right, that's 2 for you. One more. Okay, Dan. Knife jaw.
Fish, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fish. The knife jaw's teeth are fused into a parrot-like beak. Oh, is right. All right, Shannon. Silver banshee.
Villain.
That's correct. Okay, 1987 Action Comics. All right, Ito, for the win. Hardhead.
Villain.
I'm sorry. Hardhead is, yes, is a villainous fish. It is a catfish similar to the gaff topsail catfish. We're going to keep playing because I have so many of these that we could go all night. All right. Dan. Golden Dojo.
Fish.
That's correct. All right. We have our first to 3, but we keep going. Is also known as the pond loach. All right. Shannon. Tar wine.
Fish.
That's also correct. All right. The tar wine is also known as the golden sea bream. Ito. Cookie cutter.
Fish.
That's correct. It's a type of shark found in warm water. Y'all can see me right over there for prizes while we turn the stage around for our next thing. Thank you all for playing the quiz. All right. Audience, while we're transitioning, here's one for you. Javelin. Both. All right, it's a common name for numerous species, and also in 1984, Green Lantern. Okay. This one. All right. I know, right? Okay. I'll move over here and let the magic happen while we bring up LaVon Hardison. LaVon Hardison is a singer-songwriter with roots in jazz, classical, and gospel, living in Olympia, supported by a wonderful husband and 2 very talkative cats. She recently released a new EP called Brown Girl's Dream, available on Bandcamp and LaVonHardison.com. LaVon has joined us in the past for original music inspired by The Count of Monte Cristo, Frog and Toad, Parable of the Sower, and Blue Highways. Please welcome LaVon Hardison.
This deep, heavy, life and home and everything. Beautiful. It's really beautiful. Let you do your thing. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Hello. This is always such a treat I'm here with my friend Tim Hunter. He's making music with me. And, descriptors. I am a brown lady. You don't need to know my age. I'm a youthful brown lady with a knit cap on.
A brown knit cap.
A brown knit cap on.
And I'm Tim, and I'm wearing a blue shirt and black slacks. I dressed up. and I'm a old white hippie. I'm about 65, kind of tall and not as skinny as I used to be. I also live in Olympia near LaVon.
Yeah. So it was really wonderful going through some of these poems. One of them, Matteo Tamburini, says, "Choose how it ends. To redeem ourselves, break from its dream for countless generations, a generous celebration. The orcas and bears had plenty to share. Restore is my invocation." I loved that. And I also loved The Cycle by Tegan Keyes. The salmon died in shallow wing of river, and talked about already the body's scales are flaking away in rainbows. And I am originally from the East Coast. And I really didn't do anything outdoors. I mean, really, the outdoors was just considered a danger. It was a scary place. It really was. I remember, and so when I came to the Northwest, and my husband and I, we were courting, and he would take me on dates, and we'd do things like go camping and like have to pee in the woods, and like he would eat things off of trees or bushes, and I really was terrified. I was terrified. I'd had to like drag his dead body down the hill. That's like because the outdoors was just like, it wasn't that for me. And so this book and these poems really brought up when we did go to Kennedy Creek in Olympia to go see the salmon. And I remember just being horrified, like there should be yellow tape around this murder place. It was a lot. It's a lot. And it's deep at the same time. But I just kind of remember experiencing that. So the name of this song is called Awesome. Let's go look at some fish. And I looked at you sideways, said, really? It's a strange date, but I like you the best out of all of the folks I've known lately. I thought it was weird, 'cause I'm a city girl, and the outdoors is a dangerous place. But you said they are making new life. I was being polite and said, awesome. We walked through the mud and the rain, through ferns, Oregon grape, wet and chilly. And you laughed as I began to complain. You mentioned fish and not rain. How far really? I thought it was hard, 'cause I'm a city girl, and the outdoors is a baffling place. But you said almost there will come upon some. I was being sarcastic, said awesome. I stood there, breath caught in my mouth, silver dollars strewn all about peeling. Dead and dancing over rocks and dry ground, climbing ladders not found, Icarus dreaming. It's amazing and disturbing, I'm a city girl, and the outdoors is a crazy place.
Standing in this living and feeding, breathless I whispered awesome. From forest to ocean and back again, returning again to their home. Fighting upstream, smelling red again, dreaming and thrashing through foam. It's amazing and disturbing, I'm a city girl, and the outdoors is a crazy place. Standing in this living and feeding, breathless I whisper, breathless I whisper,
Breathless whisper,
breathless I whisper, breathless I whisper,
breathless I whisper,
breathless I whisper. Awesome.
Tim Hunter.
LaVon Hardison.
LaVon Hardison. Oh. No, you have to win the quiz if you want to take the cable. Hey, I'm going to mention this now so that when I mention it a little later, it doesn't seem like I bunched them too close together. On April 27th, next month, we're going to be having our annual fundraising gala, Tunes and Tales 2024, at the Jefferson Park Lawn Bowling Club. I have heard the sunset there is extraordinary. It's why we booked it. We are betting hard on the spring weather. If it's like today, you'll want to be there. If it's not like today, inside is really comfortable there. We'll have food, we'll have drink, we'll have silent auction, we'll have music, and we hope you join us. Fundraising, like all nonprofits, is a big part of our world, and we try to make it as fun as possible, and we hope to see you there. Save the date, April 27th. And now let the first timer parade continue. This is High Turnover. Enchanted with music from a young age, High Turnover is an ongoing evolution in which Alec Estes follows the music wherever it may lead, which is here tonight. Fun fact, he was the Sasquatch mascot at the 2014 Sasquatch Music Festival. Please welcome first timer, High Turnover.
And it seems like I'm competing with Wes tonight in regards to my outfit. I am wearing a pink shirt. I do have hair that's a little longer than Wes. Otherwise, black pants, white guy. Salmon, I'm native to the Seattle area. I lived here my whole life. My partner, though, in the back there, Piper, she's got a striped shirt on and Caroline Rose shirt. She works for Mid-Sound Fisheries Enhancement Group and also volunteers at Carkeek Park. So if you want to get, yep. So for better or worse, I know a lot about salmon. But the book was a great opportunity to really hone home any concepts or words that I continue to mispronounce, which may crop up in this song. If you want to get involved, reach out. Where we got Carkeek Park, Carkeek Watershed Community Action Project. That's what you type in for volunteering there. And then for the Mid-Sound Fisheries Enhancement Group, they also have a class coming up this summer where you can learn about how to help with salmon and the watershed. And that sign up ends at the end of April, and that'll be from May till the end of August. Again, if you want actual answers, Piper's in the back there next to James, who actually partook in the project last year. So he can also answer questions. If anyone's familiar with Cats and the Fiddle, a group from 1939, that's who yes. They helped me with the chorus line, but other than that, this is just going to be a big old journey on the life of a fish, but hey, we shouldn't leave them alone. So this is called Please Don't Leave Me Alone. Where do I begin? Less oxygen, warmer waters, getting hotter. CO2 rising like breathing resin. Sorta survived being fried. Big salty, big and noisy, bombs and bullets, and songs and gullets, space that demands a life without hands, deeper darkness and cool water bliss. Please don't leave me alone. Please don't leave. Magnetic arithmetic, secrets learned, it's time to return. Facing dams and acres of clams, 6 ppd and chemical slurry. As we return to Genesis, stripes dance, some operas. Greed, a human need. We writhe, half blind. Some voice gives no choice. Sun till moon, we must croon. And I spy a big red guy angling while I'm digging. Bit nipped, fin clipped, beautiful chrome. Let's call this home. Please don't leave me alone. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me alone. Please don't leave me. Thank you, everybody.
High turnover. Welcome to the club. Reminder that you can find out more about Alec and everybody you've heard tonight in links all collected conveniently for you in our digital program, bit.ly/salmon-pgm, that's short for program, or the QR code right there to my left and hopefully on your screen at home. I mentioned a couple of partnerships Bushwick does in my introduction of some of the artists tonight who have participated in those. For a number of years now, Seattle Arts and Lectures has been generous with their poetry series, commissioning a Bushwick songwriter to do a song inspired by featured members of their poetry series. That's the next one, April 2nd at Rainier Arts Center. Poetry, Victoria Chang, music from Chiku Nance. We have a number of alum from that program in here. And we just finished episode 12 in our partnership with Jack Straw Cultural Center. Yeah. All right, a number of Jack Straw Writers Program alum are featured in I Sing the Salmon Home. And all 12 of the writers from the 2023 anthology were paired with a musician. We did rolling video releases starting in September, and we just got to episode 12 this past week with Caitlin Tier and musician Emily Persia, who also happens to be Bushwick's social media manager, vital member of the production team, and part of the ensemble that will be performing original music inspired by Kira Jane Buxton's Hollow Kingdom for Snohomish Island County Libraries starting later this month. If you haven't read it, it's a local author with some national press, a post-apocalyptic take on things here in the area, narrated by a domesticated crow who has a name that you can't say on commercial radio. Should check it out, Hollow Kingdom. And coming up next here is Christine Gunn. This is not Christine's first time on the Bushwick stage, but we're giving her the first timer sticker anyway because she previously performed somebody else's composition or performed with somebody else in that. So we're giving it to you. Yeah. But after this, no. Cellist composer Christine Gunn, noted for her expressiveness and versatility, has performed widely as a solo artist, creating richly layered musical tapestries, but also as a founding member of the lively acoustic trio Trillion Green, and as an accompanist to hundreds of bands, orchestras, musical theaters, and singer-songwriters, both live and recorded. Presently, she has a regular duo project with Bushwick alum Reggie Garrett. Who will be on the lineup for our next Mainstage show, teaser. Give a warm first-timer welcome to Christine Gunn.
Thanks. Do I have to describe myself? Let's say I'm a curvy woman. Am I like a living cello, right? Got cello-colored hair. I really enjoyed this book. I like poetry anyway. I'm from the Pacific Northwest. My home has a salmon stream on it. And yeah, exactly. So all of these pieces were really moving. And one of the things that surprised me is how much the poets inserted themselves into the poem. I was kind of thinking it was going to be this abstraction about fish, but there was a lot of very personal experiences. And the one that really grabbed me as being very relatable is Diadremus. And this piece is based on that. This is by Ariane True. I'm not going to read it, but it's page 45, so you'll have to get the book. But Diadremus just means fish that migrate, but it's also sort of two worlds. And the piece that I'm composed, this is all instrumental. There's no words, so you're just going to have to let your imagination take you. But I'm going to tell you some things now. So. It's the beginning is the bay, the sea, the fish coming in from the sea, and then the section 2 is the stream. So diadremus sojourn, sea to stream. For those math music nerds out there, the stream is in 13 time, but the fish's theme is in 6, because, we love the math nerds. All right, done with the mic, and I'm just going to play it.
Christine Gunn. Starting in the bay and covering a whole lot of, well, not ground, water after that. You can catch Christine with Reggie Garrett March 24th and April 6th at the Moisture Festival. And since we mentioned that Reggie would be on the bill for our next Mainstage show, I should tell you what that show is. That show is happening May 11th at Rabbit Box. It is original music inspired by Tess Uriza Holte's When the Elephants Dance, keeping the animal thing go. Yes, he's on it. All right, that's happening May 11th at Rabbit Box. Drea Marilyn here will host that one. And we will finish up our Bushwick Bestiaries right back here at Town Hall on June 8th with original music inspired by Moby Dick. The lineup is set there because you gotta be reading that if you want to get through it by June. So we're really looking forward to that. I'm really grateful to Town Hall for all of their support this year and in recent years past. You might notice there isn't a Mainstage show in April. Well, that's because there's a fundraiser. So on April 27th, you may recall from not that long ago, an announcement that Tunes and Tales 2024 will be happening at the Jefferson Park Lawn Bowling Club. All right. Coming up next, already up next, just in the dark, is Jess Pillay. Jess Pillay is a multifaceted musician and creative whose music often crosses genre lines but can best be described as pop fusion, seamlessly incorporating elements of folk, blues, rock, funk, and jazz. Her lyrics are bold and focus on hard themes like grief and loss, systemic injustice, and the messy, ever-changing nature of relationships, all anchored by a sultry alto voice that ties it all together. Jess has joined us in the past for original music inspired by Charlotte's Web. Jess Pillay.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so wonderful to be back. Physical descriptor, I am a South Asian woman in my mid-30s, we'll just say that. I'm wearing a hat and a black shirt and salmon-colored lipstick because I thought it was appropriate for tonight. So I have been a lover of the Pacific Ocean and the Salish Sea pretty much my entire life. Grew up in the 90s, and so I watched Free Willy a million times as a kid. I love that, thank you, my people. And that kind of sparked this intense obsession with killer whales and learning about the pods that swim right here near Puget Sound. And for anybody who kind of maybe knows this, we have the Southern residents who are sort of one of our local pods, and they really rely on the salmon. But they are dying because of whaling and all of the captures that happened back in the 1970s, and because our salmon population is dwindling. And so as our salmon population dwindles, so do our orcas. And there's one orca in particular named Tokate who was in the Miami Seaquarium for, I think, close to 50 years. And there was a huge campaign to get her out of captivity and brought back to the Puget Sound to be retired in a sea sanctuary, but she passed away before that effort could be fully completed. And so as I was reading this collection and just thinking about the relationship between the salmon and the orca and the Lummi Nation and just the people of Washington State, I kind of knew right away I had to write a song about Tokate. So this is in honor of her and in honor of the Lummi Nation, who has done some incredible work to try to raise awareness about the orca and the salmon. And yes. And it's called Daughter of the Salish. Daughter
was free, daughter of the Salish, heartbeat of the sound. Now swim in peace, dear daughter, and wear your salmon crown.
Jess Pillay. We're getting down to it. There's one song left, so this is probably a good time to mention that Bushwick Northwest has an education program as well. Style songwriting through youth literature education, because everything in education is done in acronym. And learningwithstyle.com is the website. We're working in a number of schools right now, and we're happy to talk to you about spring programming or stuff for the fall. You can talk to Jeff Larson, executive director, in the back about that. Oh my goodness, I bet Shelby will tell you. Yeah, learningwithstyle.com. Can we get a big hand for Mo Provencher running sound in the back? Jason has been our live stream videographer. Keep it going. Keep it going. Mo can make my voice appear above the sound of you. She's good at that. Season graphic design comes from Barbie Statman. The Bushwick Book Club Seattle theme song is written and performed by Julia Massey. The Bushwick premise comes from Susan Huang. Eddie, thank you for volunteering tonight, and we put you to work as a stagehand. Our fundraising coordinator, Jordan, is here as well. Some of you may have talked to Jordan at the break about Tunes and Tales, which is happening April 27th at the Jefferson Park Lawn Bowling Club. The Bushwick production team is Jeff Larson, Carrie Garvin, Gisela Casamadrid, Drea Marilyn, Emily Persia, and Wes Weddell. From Town Hall, James has been your house manager. Nicole greeted you at the door. Stephanie's been pouring drinks for you at the bar. And James II welcomed us with the land acknowledgement. Candace and Bruno also deserve a nod for pre-production. And now, our final song of the evening comes from Shelby Natasha. Shelby Natasha is a Chinese-American producer and songwriter from Seattle who gathers inspiration from her cultural roots, mixing Chinese folk music with modern lo-fi production. She has joined us in the past for original music inspired by Isabel Allende's Violetta and the Jack Straw Partnership. Shelby Natasha.
Hello. A visual descriptor. I have long, wispy hair, and I'm sitting down. This is an instrument called the guzheng. It's a Chinese folk instrument, and it's been around for 2,000 years. I was inspired by the themes of like returning home at the end of life, and both of my parents were born in other countries, and I wanted to explore what home meant, divorced from a geographical place. So this is called An Ode to Home.
I was raised by a garden. I prayed to the willow trees in the schoolyard of silence. This music and everything, and I keep going back to you. is always to keep. My mother found God in moments. She taught me that poetry, and I keep going back to you. Made of spring. Home is how we listen. There's music and everything, and I keep going back to you, to you.
Shelby Natasha. Getting us back to our spawning grounds at last. Keep that going for Leah Walters, Shaun Crawford, Mark Ippolito, Alexis, the Magi Ensemble, LaVon Hardison, High Turnover, Christine Gunn, Jess Pillay, Shelby Natasha. Thank you. Thank you, Empty Bowl Press, for being here, and Save Our Wild Salmon. We will see you April 27th for Tunes and Tales, May 11th for When the Elephants Dance, and June 8th for Moby Dick. My name is Wes Weddell. Take care and be kind. Thank you.
Days that I fucked around, I wouldn't take them back, and I wouldn't go back either. Loading as a secret, I changed my shirt depending on the teacher. I knew to the sunset in a busted car, burning another hole into the art project of my heart, only to take a cab back to the start, only to realize I took my picture in the dark.